All right, guys, here we are with ODI Productions. I'm super excited about this video. I hope you guys are as well. My computer is kind of heating up at the moment, so I don't know how it's going to go. It's just the computer is really excited for all the knowledge that's about to be dropped. It's going to be absolute fire. But before we get on into too much, and before I talk too much, Odie, can you just give all of the guys watching an idea about who you are, what you do, and just get to know you a bit?
Definitely. First of all, thank you, Johnny, for having me. It's really great to connect with you, and I've been watching your videos for a while now. You've definitely been growing so much on YouTube over just the past few months, the past year. It's been inspiring watching your journey from literally, zero, starting from scratch, and able to build it up to where you are today. So anyways, my name is Odie. I go by ODI Productions on YouTube. I just broke 75,000 subscribers, so super excited, super happy about that. But basically, I just started to share my story about 4 months ago, and I am a full-time affiliate marketing expert, and I've been doing affiliate marketing basically since I was 19 years old, and I'm 25 now, so I've been doing it for a while. And basically, I fell in love with affiliate marketing when I was 19. Because I saw a blog called smartpassiveincome.com featuring Pat Flynn, and he was making tens of thousands of dollars per month online. And I got so inspired, and I decided to go after it. And, I started to create my first, affiliate websites. These were niche authority websites. One of them being recordingnow.com, which you guys can check out. It's actually here on my headphones, if you guys can see that. See it. But basically, I took my love for music, home recording, and I started to review headphones. And I found out that Amazon has an affiliate program, Amazon Associates, which many people are familiar with. And I started to just review these headphones on YouTube and then, link in the description and start to earn a commission from that. So once I started to get that passive income, I just fell in love with affiliate marketing as a business model, and I've never looked back. And the cool thing with affiliate marketing is it's infinitely scalable. So, I started by just, barely making any money per month, like not even enough to, buy a cheeseburger. But month over month over month, if you keep at it, you start to see it grow. $100 a month, $200 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And I'm proud to say that, these days I'm pulling in 6 figures per month, which is just a crazy figure that, it's just unreal to be able to even say that. And it's basically allowed me to live the life of my dreams. I'm in San Diego right now, but I also live in Chicago. So I go back and forth between the two. And for those who don't know, I have 2 supercars, which is like, it doesn't even feel right saying that, honestly. But basically, I'm living the dream life, living the passive income, laptop lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. I'm living it through affiliate marketing. So I owe everything to affiliate marketing. It changed my life, and maybe it can change one of your lives today. So that's basically it. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's incredible. And like you said, you've been doing it for a few years, but the more you've done it, the more you've been able to build, learn, and actually generate basically a money machine. That's really what it is. You're just printing basically money. Now, for those people that are new to the channel or maybe don't know too much about affiliate marketing, that you and I know there's loads of different ways you can do affiliate marketing. Websites, YouTube, funnels. Can you just explain a bit to these guys about what really affiliate marketing is at its kind of fundamental, what it is, and then really how you've gone about it?
Okay, cool, perfect. So for those who are new to affiliate marketing, to put it as simply as possible, you get paid for basically linking products and services. So if people click your links and they buy those products or services, you get a commission. So it's basically just referrals, you know what I mean? So if you refer stuff like I have this right here, which is it's a Sony camera, Sony a6500, and you go on Amazon Associates, which is the largest affiliate program, and then you get a link for this camera, and then you do a review or something, and then you link in the description, someone buys it, then you get about, I think it's somewhere around 4% of the entire product cost. So this camera, I think it's a little over $1,000. You would get 4% of that, so you get over $40 if you sold that. And the cool thing is you don't have to actually when someone buys it, it's not like you're, buying the camera, shipping it to them or anything. It's literally just they click your link, they buy it from Amazon, and you just get a piece of the pie, for basically doing nothing, really. So that's basically affiliate marketing in the gist. Now, there's so many ways to do affiliate marketing. You can get really creative with it. But the process that I sort of follow and that I stick to is what I refer to as niche authority websites. So I kind of gave this example earlier with recordingnow.com, which was my first affiliate website. So niche authority websites, these are websites kind of like nerdwallet.com. If anyone's ever heard of NerdWallet, basically what they do is they create a bunch of blog content and they talk about credit cards. They talk about what are the best credit cards, and they talk about everything personal finance. And through that blog, they're able to refer their customers, their viewers, their audience to different types of credit cards, and they get commission for every sign up that they get, or not even sign up, I think just a lead. If they get people who just inquire about a credit card, they get paid. So that right there is affiliate marketing, and I prefer to have like sort of that brand, that real website that people can look to as an authority in whatever niche you choose. And then because of that authority status and credibility, people will listen to whatever you tell them to buy, essentially. You know what I mean? So that right there in the gist is what I do. So I create multiple niche authority websites in different niches that, are profitable. And, I aim to dominate in that in terms of like, let's say Google SEO search ranking. If someone looks up anything with headphones, I want my content, my videos to pop up first on that first page. So that's essentially the goal for all of my websites. And once you get to the point where you are organically ranking on YouTube and you're getting that massive organic traffic, then that's where it starts to become a real passive income money machine, as Johnny puts it. So that's it in a gist.
Amazing. Yeah. And that's the thing. You can get started for free, for nothing. Mm-hmm. But I know there's some people that will ask questions, and this is a question that I will ask, that when you started recordingnow.com, you're reviewing headphones, right? Yeah. Headphones can be pretty expensive. So I know there's a few different ways of doing this, but would you go out and buy the headphones? Would you keep them, or would you return them? What would you do?
Yeah, so I'll give you the strategy here. So first things first, I already owned like a few headphones because I loved home recording. It wasn't like I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy these headphones as an investment, and I'm gonna start doing reviews and making money. I actually owned a bunch of headphones anyways because it's just something that I like to do. So my recommendation for people when they get started with affiliate marketing is to stick to something that they're passionate about already. You know what I mean? That way you don't have to go out of your way to kind of like, get all these products that, you don't really know about or care about. But instead you can start small, because with affiliate marketing, like Johnny said, you can start for free. And that means that you have basically no risk. You know what I mean? There's nothing to lose. Even if you fail, you don't lose money because there's completely low overhead with affiliate marketing. So anyways, moving on to the actual tactical advice for how you can acquire, many products, review many products. So for me, when I started recording now when I was in college, I went to UCLA. I'm not sure if people in the UK are familiar with American universities, but UCLA is a really good school in the US. And when I was a college student, I didn't have any money because I didn't have a job. My parents didn't give me any money. So I myself couldn't afford, $350 headphones like the ones I'm wearing right now. So what I did is at first I started small. I would like buy a headphone that's like $50 on Amazon, and that was like a bestseller or something. You know what I mean? Because that would get a lot of traffic, and it's $50. But one thing that I did that was very crafty is I used eBay to my advantage. So on eBay, you can buy things used and pre-owned, and because of that, you can get things at a discount. I mean, you can even buy things that are brand new in box at a discount off eBay. So I would do that. I got really crafty with eBay, and what I do is I would sell my used gear back on eBay for essentially the same price. So that's one way that you can get in, you can get your hands on these sort of like high ticket products without losing much money in the long term. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of investing and then getting that money back, reinvesting, getting that money back. Now, the cool thing with affiliate marketing that's going to happen if you keep building it up is eventually you'll get to a point where companies will be coming to you offering you free samples, free products. If you guys have heard of companies like Audio-Technica or Sennheiser, these are big name brand audio companies, they actually started coming to me, and we formed some sort of partnerships where they would send me free gear in exchange for like a review. So that's what's going to happen eventually. A lot of, blogs and affiliate marketing websites and, even YouTube channels, especially, they get companies coming to them saying, hey, please, can you review our new product coming out? I've gotten $400 headphones for free. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty, is once you become that authority, and why I preach, niche authority websites, becoming a brand. Once you become that, that big name brand that people, that consumers respect, companies start to come to you and give you stuff for free as well. So that's basically the overall strategy. There's many ways around it. And, as an entrepreneur, you've got to be resourceful. So, yeah.
Definitely. And how long, out of curiosity, how long did it take from when you started that website and you kind of built it, you built some traction, to then people and companies coming to you for sponsorship, basically?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the exact timeline, but it was kind of interesting because I actually only released a couple like big videos on YouTube. One of them was like a Beats Studio wireless headphone review. So a Beats headphone review got lots of views. I don't know how many views it has today, but hundreds of thousands. And I think once that video like hit like maybe 80,000, 100,000, that's when I started to get emails from Audio-Technica and Sennheiser, and that was just one video. So it wasn't really like I did a ton of stuff. It was just I did a really good review video, like one good one, and then it caught notice of the other companies and stuff. So timeline wise, I don't remember because it was a while ago, but I just know that it was pretty early on, because it wasn't like I had like dozens of articles and videos and stuff. It was just I had a few really good ones, and that was enough to get me in the door, so to speak. Exactly.
In terms of with like review videos on YouTube, would you say that someone has to show their face, or do you say that, I know headphones is quite hard because you have to put them on your head.
Yeah.
But would someone have to, because some people are quite shy maybe about getting on YouTube. Do you have a lot of people that come to you with that same concern?
Yeah. Actually, I get people asking me, hey, I want to do this so badly, but do I have to show my face on camera? And I hear you guys 100%, because for me, what's funny is I never showed my face in a single one of my headphone reviews. So yes, it is more than possible. And I understand where you're coming from, because for me, I didn't share my face on YouTube until about 4 months ago when I started sharing my story, and then it became necessary. But before that, I never showed my face once on YouTube. I did all the headphone reviews with my hands, like literally, like this, and then I just zoomed in on the headphones, and I never made it about me. You know what I mean? So that's so it's possible. But I do want to say one thing: your channel will grow a lot faster if you do share yourself. It's simple as that. One thing about my recording now in my headphone reviews is I got tons of views because I was ranking on first page of Google for multiple top headphones. However, my channel wasn't getting that many subscribers because I simply wasn't sharing myself in the way that other reviewers were, even though, let's say, their content wasn't as good, no offense, but like they were just sharing themselves as a human being, and people connected with that more, which, then resulted in them subscribing, etc. So that's just a tip. Looking back, if I could do it again, I'd probably just show my face. Who cares, man? I mean, it's the internet. Like, dude, who cares? We're so like insignificant. Like, we're not famous or anything. So why not?
It doesn't matter. Does anyone ever approach you from your YouTube channel? Because you got quite a few subs. You live in a quite nice place. Do you get approached with people like, oh my god, Odie?
Well, at a car meet like a couple weeks back, a guy noticed me, but he noticed me from another YouTuber's video, Spencer Burke, this automotive photographer guy. But not really me personally, but who knows? Maybe one day. But I'd rather not. I don't really like the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Even if you've got like a big channel like yourselves, because everyone's so far apart, if that's what you're worried about, it's really not. Yeah. It's really not a problem, right? Okay, cool. So that's all really good content. And if you do have any questions, make sure you do leave them in the comments. I'm sure Odie will kind of ping back to this video every
I'll
over the next couple of hours.
I'll answer your questions.
Exactly, because I'm sure I'll miss some stuff out. But I'm going to make sure we do hit on the topics I know people want to know. Now, not every business model is shiny and lovely and perfect. There's going to be pros and cons to every single business model. What are the ones for affiliate marketing that you personally feel like the pros are big, like this is the best thing and this is like the worst thing?
Yeah, I got it. Because I just did a video about 2 days ago comparing dropshipping with affiliate marketing, and we talked about the pros and cons. Nice. So this is pretty fresh for me, but I've known the cons ever since I got started. So the first con with affiliate marketing is you lack control. So when you're an affiliate, you're not the company. So the company is the one who cuts your checks, right? And they can decide, hey, one day they're like, you know what? I'm tired of paying you guys 20% of the product sale. Let's just give you 10% because, we just don't feel like paying you as much. Boom, right there, overnight, your income got cut in half, right? And that happens. That happens with affiliate programs. That happens in the world of affiliate marketing. Sometimes companies just close their affiliate program. They're like, hey, we got it from here. We're doing good. We don't need you guys anymore. Now, I do want to say on the flip side that there are companies, most companies love their affiliates and they love their affiliate program. And I have companies who literally are flying me out to go meet their director of marketing because they love what I'm doing so much for them. So on the flip side, companies do love their affiliate programs. There are many companies that they really invest into their affiliate program and they really try and retain their top affiliates and make sure that they're doing good and they're happy, basically. So that's the first thing, lack of control. But there's lack of control in a lot of other business models as well. One of them is Amazon FBA. There's a lot of lack of control there because Amazon, they call the shots. And if they say, hey, you know what, you've been getting too many refunds, your product is out. They can do that.
They just close your listing. No
exactly.
No warning. They just
exactly.
See ya.
Yeah. So one cool thing about affiliate marketing, that's kind of like a fix to that, is that when you're an affiliate, you aren't sort of like contracted to one company. You can promote 10 different companies of the same product. You can promote different competitors within the same product. So, there's ways around it. Another one that my friend, the dropshipping guy, mentioned is that for affiliate marketing, you don't own the customer, and whereas if someone buys something from your dropshipping store or, even Amazon FBA, they're your customer because it's your product technically, you know what I mean? So with affiliate marketing, obviously you are promoting other companies' products and services, and you're sort of just like a glorified salesman at some point, right? Because you're just promoting traffic and sales to them, not to you. Now, that's why I preach to build a niche authority website or a brand, because then you do get to collect your customer, because you can create stuff like email lists that can capture your target audience, and you can use that to do remarketing. But basically, there are ways around capturing the customer even as an affiliate, which I would say email marketing, email subscription is probably the best way around that. And then just creating the brand, right? Because companies like, let's say Expedia, for example, they don't own the hotels or the airlines or the flights or anything like that. They refer people to these things. You know what I mean? So they don't actually own any of the actual, stuff that people are buying, but they are the middleman between them. So that's essentially what a good affiliate marketer is. You're just a middleman. But if you can capture that customer as much as possible and become, of service to them, then that will make you irreplaceable. So I think those are probably the two biggest. The last one I want to say, this is the biggest con, I think, for a lot of people that are probably concerned with it, is it's not a make money fast type thing, honestly. Unless you have like a huge social media following. If you're to start affiliate marketing today, it's going to grow very slowly. It's like planting a tree. You know what I mean? You have to be very patient, and you just start today, and like month over month over month, year over year, you'll watch it grow, but it's not going to go 0 to 100,000 a month in 3 months. Like it just doesn't. That's just not how it works. You know what I mean? So it requires patience, but once it's up and running and it's going like really good, then you can sit back, relax, and collect those checks for months, if not years to come, which I've done personally. So I can attest to that.
So in terms of, no, that's really great. I like that. In terms of the passive nature of it, right? So for example, your headphone reviews and that particular niche website, authority website, do you spend any time doing that now, or what's your time to I guess income ratio like?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll let you guys in on a little something. last year, 2017, right? So I wasn't doing any, of this personal branding or sharing my story or anything like that until 4 months ago. So yeah, my life before that, before I started doing these YouTube videos and stuff like that, is I literally sit back, I relax, and I would just collect emails that would say, hey, you just got paid $150 from a commission. You know what I mean? So I literally didn't do much of anything. You guys can look at my YouTube history. You guys can look at the videos I uploaded. I maybe uploaded once a month or once every 2 months. I don't know. But I really wasn't working every day, essentially. So I was essentially retired at 24 years old.
That's incredible. And that was your full-time income.
Yes, yeah, full-time income. I used to work a corporate job, 9 to 5, but I got fired from that job like 2 years ago or whatever.
I can't remember where we were. Doesn't matter. But let's move on. Let's move on to something else then.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about two things next, right? One is about kind of a successful affiliate marketer versus an unsuccessful one, and what are the key things that differentiate those two type of people? Let's go with that first.
All right, easy. The people who are unsuccessful with affiliate marketing are always the people who are looking for shortcuts, who are always looking for get rich quick, and these essentially are the people who want to get the most results for the least amount of work, and they're following the wrong system or game plan. So what would be the wrong system or game plan? I think if they're trying to do affiliate marketing like it was done, let's say maybe 3, 5, 10 years ago, where basically you're sending traffic to the landing page and you're trying to just convert the customer right then and there, that's not going to work, because basically people are just more savvy these days to sales, online salesmen and stuff like that. And I think the figure is people need to interact with a brand like 7 times before purchasing with actual real money. So with that said, it's not going to work if you send cold traffic to this landing page and ask them to buy something. So that right there, I think, is just a flawed system, and it's not very long term. And I think with creating a brand, that's where you're going to see the real success with affiliate marketing, because all of the biggest affiliate marketing websites I know are brands. They're either personal brands or they're actual entities and companies. So people who build a brand versus people who don't, that's basically who's going to win out with successful affiliate marketing in the long term versus people who are going to be unsuccessful and not get the results that they're looking for.
Exactly. So that's really what I read into from that is building the brand. First of all, means that you can probably earn the most amount, and it's the most long term. So why wouldn't you want to do it, right?
Exactly. It takes work because people don't really want to do that. They don't want to go the extra mile. But, if only they knew what was on the other side of that, then it would be worth every single hour, spent.
Exactly. And in terms of, for someone that is starting out or trying to generate income right now for affiliate marketing, what the common questions, like how much does it cost? How much time can you do it while you've got a full-time job? Like these sorts of questions, like how much. So if someone came to you and they said, I want to be, I want to make full-time income from affiliate marketing. How much money am I going to need to start this business?
Yeah. So again, Johnny was mentioning earlier that you can get started with affiliate marketing for free. So technically there's that. But if you really want to, kind of speed things up a bit, one, make a website. It doesn't cost much. A year of web hosting costs less than $100 USD. And then you can have a website for an entire year, run it on WordPress, which is my preferred website platform. Super, super easy stuff. And, you have a legit website for a year. You go to Fiverr, get a logo for like $5. Okay, that doesn't cost anything. So you get the logo, you get the brand, you get the custom domain, you have the website. Then you can use YouTube. YouTube is completely free. Taking videos these days. This iPhone right here takes amazing video. And you don't even need a full-fledged video camera. But if you want to buy one, you have the option to do that. But basically, you just get these things sorted, and there isn't much that you have to spend for except for advertising. That's like the big thing for me. The thing that I spend the most on is advertising. It's not on products. It's not on any other costs, because as you guys know, the website is peanuts, honestly. Like a domain name, like a custom domain is like $12 a year. That's nothing. So for me, it's advertising. So I run paid traffic every single day. And, I run paid traffic on all, the big networks like Google, Facebook, whatever. And that for me is like the biggest cost. But if you're spending on advertising, you put $1 in and you make $2 back, then you would gladly spend for the advertising. You know
exactly. You would gladly spend 50 grand a day if you could make 100 grand a day. Obviously,
exactly.
Scaling like that doesn't really work sometimes, but if someone can teach you to make, $1 into $2, then that is, I would pay you a lot of money to to figure that out. And I know you are very knowledgeable on ads, which is why I'm coming to you for ad support. Hopefully you guys are seeing my YouTube adverts. I'm sure you will be seeing them a lot more as well. Now, in terms of like time commitments, because one of the big things when I started my YouTube channel, and it was initially funded through affiliate marketing, is that I didn't have enough time to go out and start a whole big like business with social media marketing, all that sort of stuff. I wanted to generate passive income, but how much time does someone need to start actually generating cash, like actually make commissions?
Yeah. So with affiliate marketing, again, it takes patience, because it's something that you build it once. If you build it correctly, the first time, then it can pay you back for months, if not years to come. But there's that initial upfront work that has to be invested. You know what I mean? Because you don't get something for nothing. That just doesn't exist. But with affiliate marketing, you put in all the work up front, and it's kind of tough because you're not getting those sales when you start out, and it's kind of like discouraging. But you have to get through that. You have to keep working, creating that content, and once you have that solid foundation, then that's where it starts to pay you back exponentially in the future. But as far as like a day-to-day time commitment, I started my most successful affiliate websites when I was either a student in college, a full-time student, or I was working a 9-to-5. Actually, one of my best affiliate marketing websites, I started when I was working a full-time job on the side. I just would come home, it would be like 6 p.m. I just had dinner, and then I would just start tinkering around and working on the website or creating content after my full-time job. So I'd go to my second job, which is, working on affiliate marketing after my full-time job. And that venture right there that I was working on the side was enough to give me that, replace my full-time income shortly after leaving my full-time job. Amazing. So it's very possible to do it part-time. It's extremely possible. I've done it myself, so I can speak on it. But really, it's not something that, you have to slave away, 40, 80 hours a week or anything like that. You can just kind of build, you know what I mean? Yeah. You just chip away at it. You know what I mean? That's why I preach patience, because it's something that you can, if you spend an hour or two a day, eventually it's going to be built. You know what I mean? Eventually it's going to be there. So, yeah.
Now, in terms, you mentioned a second ago, like, speeding up the process using ads and stuff like that. One question I do have is, you talk about and you preach about kind of like websites that like notoriety websites in terms of, sorry, I can't remember what you said. But anyway, websites, that have your brand. Do you do like SEO yourself? Do you pay people to do it? The adverts, how much would maybe a beginner spend on adverts? Do they use Google adverts? What's if someone only had a certain amount of budget to spend? First of all, how would they get SEO done? And then also, what's the best platform to advertise on?
Yeah. Okay. So first things first, SEO. I would consider myself an SEO expert, honestly, because I've been sort of like developing websites for years. And from that, I generally learned like, how to basically set your pages up so that they're favorable in Google rankings. And I've been able to rank multiple pages and YouTube videos on the first page of Google throughout the years. But basically SEO, I do it myself. But if you don't know how to do SEO, when you create a website with WordPress, there's a plugin called Yoast. It's called Yoast SEO. And it basically makes SEO as simple as possible for anyone who doesn't, they don't know how to do SEO. It will literally give you sort of like a green light if your page is SEO optimized, and they'll give you tips and stuff too. And I think they even have like a little info product, like a course or or a digital ebook or something like that. But Yoast SEO, if you have a WordPress website, neilpatel.com. Neil Patel he's a very well respected online marketer, and he's a beast with organic traffic and SEO. So look into his stuff as well. So just learning from the greats. Using plugins like Yoast, and just kind of experimenting and just experience over the years. Now, as far as advertising, so it's going to depend on your niche. It's going to depend because for Facebook ads, a lot of the people who buy stuff on Facebook, or a lot of the stuff that does well on Facebook is sort of like physical products and e-commerce generally. Affiliate marketing is kind of tough because you're not really allowed to send traffic from an ad straight to the affiliate, straight to the website. It has to go through you first. It has to go through an actual website. You can't just send them straight to Amazon using an affiliate link. That's cheating. So that's why you got to send them to. That's why I tell people to create a niche authority website. So you can do that as well. You can advertise in like a compliant way. But basically, it's going to depend on your niche. The top two that I use, that I spend the most money on, are Google AdWords and Facebook advertising. If you really don't have that much money to spend, by far the best bang for the buck is YouTube ads, because you get views for about 2-3 cents a piece, and those views could result in sales. So 2 to 3 cents a piece. I mean, you can't beat that for basically what you're getting, because if your targeting is good, you get people to watch your 5-10 minute video for 2 cents, 3 cents. I mean, you can't beat that with a regular, sending people to a blog article. So yeah,
that's really, and I've only recently kind of found this the YouTube ad space, and it's it's 3 or 4 times cheaper than what I was paying on Facebook, and it's absolutely crazy. And I'm a complete beginner. I don't really know what I'm doing, just kind of clicking buttons, trying to figure out how to work, how to work it all, and I can obviously see that it's going to be very profitable in the future. The other thing is with say, for example, you're advertising your YouTube video, and you're starting to get hundreds, thousands of views on it for your advertising. Is that going to help with your organic ranking as well?
Yes, it's going to help because those views are real views. When you run YouTube ads, those are real views, and they're not like you pay someone $5, you get 20,000 views. Like that stuff is black hat, and it just doesn't work. However, when you do run ads, you're getting real views and you're getting real engagement. And basically, if you want a YouTube video to rank, it's all about engagement. You want people to not only get views to your video, you want the average duration of, length of time watched to be high. And you want comments, you want thumbs up, you want all of that. But basically, holistically, that's how you rank a video. Is you have to come at it at all sorts of different angles. But more traffic generally equals more engagement. So, as long as your content is good, chances are, if you're driving, lots of traffic to it, it's going to rank eventually, just due to the nature of things. So, yeah.
Okay. So if you want to go for something maybe it's a little bit competitive, maybe within the technology space, you could start running YouTube ads to your YouTube video, which maybe is it a common thing for a lot of people to do? A lot of affiliate marketers to do that?
You know what? I would say no, because for me, I do a lot of YouTube ads, and I don't really see or hear about many affiliate marketers using YouTube ads as a main thing. I always hear about all the other sort of ad platforms and networks and stuff, but not so much YouTube ads, which is something that luckily I've been doing for years. So I've kind of like discovered, how to work it essentially. So. Yeah, I feel very blessed for that.
Exactly, and everyone can go and learn from you as well. But let's actually on that note, let's talk about kind of mentorship and stuff like that, because I know you have a course. I bought it today. Everybody.
He did. Yeah, he actually did. No joke.
And that's the thing, because I've been meaning to get it for a while, because what you're very good at doing is you're good at ranking stuff. And if you have a personal brand, if you're doing affiliate marketing, if you're doing Amazon, if you're doing drop shipping, everything is based around traffic and how much traffic you can get to how many eyes you can get on your product, and that equals income. So that was the main reason for me, getting involved.
Yeah.
But in terms of like mentorship and stuff like that, do you learn from people? Do you have people that you go to, or is it mostly kind of just by trial and error? And also, do you mentor other people as well?
Yeah. Okay. So first thing, I just want to show people that, Johnny did sign up for the program. If you guys can see, it's kind of blurry and stuff. But anyways, so with my mentorship program, which I launched in middle of October 2017, so just a few months ago, it's been crazy. It's grown so much over just that short span of time, and even just me, sharing my story and just joining sort of this online YouTube community of entrepreneurs. It's grown so fast for I guess like me just being kind of new to everything, and it's just been so great. I mean, the students in there, just crazy students. I have YouTubers who have almost 1 million subscribers. Whoa. 400,000, 500,000, 700,000 subscribers. There's an NFL athlete in there. Just crazy stuff. It's allowed me to connect with people I never would have gotten to connect with if I wasn't doing this. But yeah, as far as the mentorship program goes, it's so basically I teach my actual blueprint for my process for how I've created all of my most successful affiliate marketing websites. And I just teach the straight up process. I mean, there's no fluff. It's just to the point. I teach people exactly how I create every single one of the affiliate websites that I've created in the past. And I follow the same exact process. I don't do anything different with each one. But you build these websites the right way the first time, and they will make you money for years to come. And I've done that. So that's basically what I share in it. It also comes with, mentorship, which means you have one-on-one email support. So you can ask me any questions with your affiliate marketing campaigns, with your business. And, I give you my answer from just years of experience. And then there's also access to the exclusive Facebook group, which is just an amazing community, which is super like-minded and motivating and encouraging people who are all trying to make this work with affiliate marketing. But as far as mentors go, see, for me, I started when I was 19, and all this stuff you guys are seeing on YouTube, this didn't exist. There wasn't like people who were like, hey, let me teach you how to do this. And if they were, they were trying to like scam you out of some money, because that's how it was back then. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about a period 5-6 years ago when I was learning. The only people that I could really learn from were either books or like blogs and stuff like that. There was nothing really on YouTube that was, super helpful or genuine or anything like that. So for me, some of my first like mentors, I would say, are MJ DeMarco. He's the author of The Millionaire Fastlane, which is my favorite business book of all time. I just read a ton of books, honestly. I read everything I could get my hands on: business, self-help, motivational, all that stuff. Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, very good business philosophers who really helped me out as well, get that mindset right. Because to be honest, the mindset is 90% of the game. Honestly, like when it comes, there's technicalities, there's skills and stuff, but your mindset determines how far you're going to go, really. So for me, it was reading a lot of books. And then as far as, online, Neil Patel, Pat Flynn with smartpassiveincome.com, those were like sort of mentors in a way for internet marketing and affiliate marketing. But yeah, for me, it was trial and error, because I simply didn't have access to mentors as people do so freely now. Because you have all these people with mentorship programs and courses and stuff, and they weren't selling these 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's just simply a change of times. And sadly for me, I had none of that, so I had to learn the hard way. But for you guys, it's so much easier. So
you did a really good analogy in one of your videos, and it was about like making a cake or some food, right? What was that?
Yeah, so my analogy that I used in the video about, getting a mentor is kind of like, let's say you want to bake a cake, but it's totally blind. Like, you don't know anything. You have no clue about what the cake like consists of. You don't have a recipe, essentially, right? And something like my mentorship program and my course is like a blueprint. It gives you the recipe. You just have to follow the directions. Now, people who don't have a recipe, here I am in the kitchen. Let's say, you have your eggs, you have the milk, you have the flour, but you don't know the exact ratios. You know what I mean? You don't know how to put it together, and you don't know how long to put it in the oven for or what temperature. You know what I mean? So if you're to just go out and do it blind, you're going to have to basically waste all your ingredients, because you're going to create this crappy cake and it's not going to taste good, it's not going to look good, and then you're going to have to try again, right? And you're just wasting your money and wasting your time when there's literally cookbooks out there. You know what I mean? There's people, there's like actual Michelin star chefs who create cookbooks that normal people like us can follow, and we don't have to go through the trial and error of trying to figure out the hard way. We could literally follow the steps, you know, A through Z, and come up with the same result. You know what I mean? So essentially, that's my analogy with mentorship. Obviously, you know, results are not guaranteed. If, you know, even though I give you guys the blueprint, you have to execute it well. You know what I mean? You can't just sort of like, you know, do things like really like slack off and stuff and then expect the same results as I have. You know, you have to put in the work. There's no way around that. But it helps a lot. It helps speed things up when you have that blueprint. It really puts you in the fast lane. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I love that analogy, and I'm stealing it from that. Okay?
Go ahead. I'm sure I took it from someone else too.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Right. Let's. There's two more things I want to ask, if that's okay. I know your time is precious. We've kind of been going on this for a while. I can't really see my eyes as well. I look like I'm wearing a mask. But that's okay. That's cool. We don't worry about it. There's two things I want to ask about. The first is your future plans.
Yeah.
And what I want to round off this kind of interview with is what is like that one big tip you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs kind of right now, like this time, January 2018. What's the big tip for this year? So firstly, future plans.
Okay, future plans. Interesting stuff, because I've seen so many videos, 2018 goals, and I watch all the other entrepreneurs' videos. And to be honest with you, you know, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. There's something that kind of, you know, didn't resonate with me, because for me, you know, I saw these goals and people had goals of, you know, making millions of dollars here and there, and you know, as someone who is a 7-figure entrepreneur, I just don't see the appeal in just, you know, making money for the sake of making money. And lately I've been enjoying life. Like, you know, I've really been just kind of, you know, enjoying basically the fruits of my labor, right? And I've been taking time to, you know, come out here to San Diego, escape the cold winter of Chicago, have that financial freedom to be able to have a second place, have a second home, and fly over here, drive 2 supercars, you know, drive a Lamborghini, you know, if I want to at, you know, 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, you know what I mean? Do all these crazy things. And to be honest with you, the things that make me most happy, I think, are just are free. Like things like the beach, you know, my puppy, he wasn't free, but you know what I mean? Friends, family, you know, my girlfriend, all these things, they didn't cost me anything, but they're what make me the most happy. So, you know, kind of like going full circle. And after, you know, making a lot of money, I want to just give a tip to you guys that, you know, don't make money like your end goal. You know what I mean? It's a means to an end. You want to get the money so you can get financial freedom to do what you really want to do. And for me, what I really want to do is not sit at a computer 8 hours a day and answer emails and stuff like that. I want to go out there, have fun, maybe even, you know, make music. I'm big into, you know, music production, as I mentioned earlier. So I just want to do things that I want to do on my own time. So that's the goal. But, you know, in terms of concrete goals, I do want to double down and just make, you know, just work on my course, keep expanding it. I've already expanded it since the release. I've added in 2+ hours of video. Basically, I listen to my students and I add whatever lessons they want to learn. And I've added tools, affiliate marketing cheat sheets. I've reverse engineered $1 million blogs and, you know, showed my students how they're able to, you know, create this income. So, you know, I want to double down and focus on my students. And that's basically it for the short term, like business wise, is work on that. But yeah, enjoy life. I might be working on a new company that has to do with affiliate marketing and maybe software in the future. Nice. But you know, that's under wraps. So that's all I'm going to say for now.
What about any new cars? Because you've got the Lamborghini Gallardo. Is it the Superleggera? You've got the 911 Turbo. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you just two? Just 2 supercars? Or?
Yeah, I couldn't afford the third. You know what I mean? I only have 2 parking spots, so you know.
That's all you can have. That's all you can have. All right, then. Lastly, what's the big tip? Right? What's the piece of advice that you have to give most often?
Yeah, I think Man, it keeps coming back to patience. And I think about Gary Vee. He preaches patience so much, and honestly, I think patience, persistence, and then thinking long term. I'm big on branding because it's all about long term. And you're not see the thing is in all of these online businesses that you guys are seeing, and you see guys, they have videos. We made $100,000 this month. We made $200,000 this month. What's more important than making a lot of money is sustainability, guys. And for me, I've been able to generate over $1,000 a day for, well over a year. And there's people who they'll have that great month. They'll make $80,000 in a month. And then for some reason, their trend or the fad goes away, or something happens to, their product or their listing or their supplier. Who knows what happens? But basically, their income goes down to zero overnight. And I've seen it happen so many times. So you really need to be careful about just chasing the quick cash. And I think a lot of us have seen it with crypto. A lot of people were chasing that easy money with crypto and, ended up getting burned by it. So that's just kind of like my philosophy is always about long-term, always about brand, and just be patient. I mean, come on, like, you have so many years ahead of you. So don't focus on how can I go 0 to 100,000 in 6 days. You know what I mean? Like who cares? Take your time, enjoy the process. You know what I mean? And one thing I do want to say is, sometimes I look back and I'm like, I remember that kid that was, he was going to UCLA. He was a college student. He was in that tiny little apartment in LA, and there was like, there was no windows or anything like that. And I was on my laptop and I was working. You know what I mean? I was grinding, and I could see the future, but I wasn't there yet, and sometimes I was frustrated, sometimes I was conflicted, but I look back now and I'm like, wow, what an amazing experience. You know what I mean? The journey, just being there, grinding it out. Sometimes I wish I could go back to that person because he was so hungry, so ambitious, and it's kind of hard to be as hungry when, you're kind of, you got the money rolling in, you got everything you want. So my tip is to really enjoy the process that you guys are at now, no matter where you are. If you're starting from zero, just, be present, be in the moment, and just, enjoy the journey. So
yeah, incredible advice. I really like it. Hopefully people have watched that part of the video because that was incredible. I really like that. And it made me think about when I first started up my YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I was working, I was only getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and the rest of it was just work. And and if I was to do that now, I would be like, it's just not worth it. But it really was at the time. Actually, looking back, it was really enjoyable, and is worth the hard work, because actually, cool, you want to make 100,000 right next year. You may not be able to do that, but if you put the work in now, actually that might happen in 6 months. It might take 18 months, but you got to put the hard work in, right? You got to put the hard work in and have that patience. So I really like that. We're gonna round this off. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to kind of just basically share some knowledge and some value with everyone watching and all the subscribers. I want to know how can people find you? Obviously, your YouTube is going to be the first link in the description. You can go down and find that. Awesome. If people reach out to you, what's your easiest way to get in touch and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so YouTube, first and foremost, if you leave a comment, I'm pretty active in the comments, so I'll probably answer many questions if you just comment, on my videos or on this video. Secondly, Instagram, you can DM me. So my Instagram is @ODI_productions. Pretty simple, you send me a message on there. It is kind of backed up, I'm not going to lie. So, and I am kind of lazy with responding. So, no guarantees. But there's that, and yeah, those are my main 2 forms of social media. So awesome. So yeah,
I'll put both of those links down there. You can go check out Odie. What I am going to be doing is, once I've gone through your course properly and in full, and I've taken all my notes and all that sort of stuff, I'll do a proper review video for everyone that it might be interested in looking at it, because I'm sure some people want to see the back end and all that sort of stuff. So I'll get that out. Maybe I'll get it next week some point when I've had a really good time to go into it. And then once it's done, I'll probably link that down below as well, so you guys can have a look at it. But thank you again so much. Is there any kind of last words you want to say?
All I want to say is thank you, Johnny, for having me. It was a really fun interview. I think we got some really good content in here, some really good information. So, if you guys are watching this, definitely, you guys are learning from a great guy here, Johnny, who's, he's real genuine. He's showed you guys his journey. So it was a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. And remember, make sure you are subscribed, guys. Turn on notification. I'll be going live a few times this week. Leave any comments for Odie down below. Make sure you leave them quick so that, he doesn't have to keep going back to the video every single day for the next 4 months. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this video, which I know you have. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Peace.